Yeah, move it. If you want to stop. Go.
I'm on this, brother. Hey.
Howdy, y'all.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yellow. Uh-oh.
I think Drew's having technical difficulties right off the
That's
start.
what I see.
Yeah, that's what happened to me last night. That was freaking awful. It was so bad.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah, dude, like the whole time. Like even like 30 minutes prior before it was like going in and out, in and out, in and out. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah. Yeah, after a while, you just got to be like, well, that's it.
Yeah, I got like 6 minutes in and I was like, nope. And then so he's like down to reschedule it and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to do it. Like I'm trying to get it like for Friday or something like that, but I got to figure it out.
Well, I guess
really
oh, here he is.
There he is.
There it goes.
Here's Drew.
Yeah, it's working now. Hey, Julie. Hey, Joe, Steven, Jay. Good to see you guys. We're going to get this shared out now that everything seems to be working right. I tried to start my page, and all of a sudden the whole damn computer just froze up. It's like, wait a second.
Technical difficulties.
Yep.
Always. The only problem is, since this computer has a terabyte of everything in it, I shouldn't be having technical difficulties.
Right.
What the hell are you giggling about already? We haven't even really started yet.
Right.
Something I
Google
hope you guys did not hear. Oh my god. Sorry.
All right. Well, you guys know just about everybody here. Of course, right over here beside me, we have got Kennedy. She is one of our new investigators. Right below me, we got Heather. She is our medium, brand new medium after this event that we done on Saturday night. Sadly enough, we don't have our cameraman here.
Who gives a shit about them?
Yeah, I mean, you never see them anyway. They're hidden behind the camera. Come on. Even though I got a lot of really good footage of Joe, like getting right up with the camera and the microphone and everything, especially during the voice recorder session in that alcove when I was holding the books and stuff. You see the camera, his hand, and the microphone right atop that bloody thing. Hey, Terry. Oh, but I figured since we had such an epic investigation on Saturday night there at the bookstore, I wanted to pull as many of the people together as I could to talk to you guys about, what they seen, what they felt. When you watched my video when we were doing the Estes method and I was laid out there and I had Kennedy on one side, I had Heather on the other side, you seen Heather actually point up towards the bookshelf behind Kennedy where she seen something move between the books. And Tommy heard something back there at the same time that she pointed up that way and seen it. So, hey, Thomas, good to see you.
He's one of my good friends from high school.
But see Thomas Brennan?
Yeah, Caleb.
Caleb, okay. So, I'm going to start with the girls, guys. Sorry if I hurt your boo-boo kitty on that one, but face it, I could go out with these two girls alone to an investigation and probably get better views because, well, they're pretty. So, Kennedy, since you're here beside me, what did you feel? What did you see at the bookstore that maybe you didn't think you were going to see, or that really surprised you, or that you didn't feel or hear or whatever? Hey,
what's up, Tim?
Honestly, when I was in that cooler thing, whatever, I was telling Tommy that I actually felt very, very comfortable and very safe, which I guess it's not weird or whatever, but out of everywhere in the whole place, I just felt in that one space I was very, very comfortable, and I could have stayed in there for hours, I guess. It just, I don't know. I felt so safe in there. I don't know if it was just a small space or what. I guess the place where I felt the most off was towards the back, where you walked through the hallway and there was that little back room.
Like time was dragging?
Not necessarily. It just as soon that was the only place, not even downstairs or anything, that was the only place where I didn't want to be alone. There was a time where I was away from everyone and I was just kind of walking around, all the lights were off and everything, and I stopped right in the doorway in there and I just didn't want to go in there. I don't know, I was walking around the whole place by myself, felt fine, but there I just stopped and I was I just turned. I was I don't want to go in there. I was I don't like that. I don't know. I just felt that was the only place where I kind of fell off. And when I was in that back room by myself, the closet or whatever, I mean, I don't know if it was just because I was in front of the camera, like by myself for the first time or what, but I was like real shaky and I just was like stumbling over words. And I don't know. I just didn't want to be back there.
It was also cold as shit in there too. It was like the coldest part of the building.
Yeah.
It did get really cold back there.
Freezing back there.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
lost him again.
Because I think mostly through the building with the millimeter, it was like mid 60s, and then you get in that back room and it was like 49 degrees towards in the back room. Drew just died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the end of Drew.
All right. Yeah, that was the same like spot you had too, Heather, right? When we got back towards that back room, it started to feel like darker energies were back there, like something malevolent almost.
I agree, yeah. And like I think me and Kennedy both, when we walked into there, said that we felt dizzy, I think. And then it was extremely cold. And I know like as soon as I walked in there, I had a little bit like a smell of something. I don't know if I would say death. Something died. I don't know. It was a weird smell as soon as I walked into there. And then like after I got into it a little bit, more, that smell wasn't there. And then when we had walked through again, I didn't have that smell no more. So I thought that was kind of weird as well.
Yeah.
Weird smell?
Yeah, like it almost smelled like death. Like I asked Randy and he said he didn't smell it, but for some reason as soon as I walked into it, I mean it like hit me like something died. And then when I got into it further, it actually smelled like perfume. Now I don't know if it was somebody had sprayed perfume there, like whatever to make it smell better possibly or something, but
one of those glade things.
I just know, yeah, like when I went in there a second time or third time, that smell, I actually didn't smell it anymore. So I thought it was kind of weird that, whatever. Once it was kind of almost like, I tested it out, went in there once, smelled it, came back. I didn't have the same smell. So whatever there possibly, wasn't there at the moment later on.
Yeah.
Where was this at again? Like, where were you smelling this?
It was like right in the back room when you first, walked the back of the library, basically that cold ass room. And, like as soon as we crossed like the threshold there, like I instantly smelled like death. And then that was like, I think when me and Randy went alone, like the first time when we all as a group went in there, that was when me and Kennedy both started feeling like dizzy. Our hearts, I think, just dropped. Isn't that the same spot we had that too, Randy?
Yeah. Yeah, we had that same feeling there.
Yeah.
What do you describe like the smell of death? Like how can you describe it?
Something rotting.
Like roadkill. Yeah, like if you walk up on something on the side of the road or something and it's like, a dead ass animal that's been there for a minute. Like, yeah, it definitely was weird. Like I said, and then when I actually walked in further, I smelled perfume. So I was kind of like thrown off by that, I guess.
I smelled this, the same smell you guys are talking about. I didn't smell it until later. But when I did smell it, I remember I looked over at Heather and I said, doesn't it kind of remind you of like, when like a loved one, like one of your family members passes away, you go to their funeral and when you're standing in front of their coffin, you can kind of smell like the embalming fluid kind of like, or the makeup or something they spray them with or something. I don't know. I kind of smelt that once in that back room, and I don't know. And then I didn't smell it anymore. Like she said, it was kind of just a one spot, and then all of a sudden it was gone. So it was a little odd.
What's up, Drew the Veil?
Drew, you back?
Yeah, he's still lagging like pretty bad.
Yeah.
He's frozen in time.
He's in a different realm.
I've never seen him
amazing stuff.
Yeah, that EVP was probably the craziest EVP I've witnessed in person ever.
Yeah, unbelievable. When it said Russia twice, when he was holding that book up.
Yeah, literally, because Joe was filming him, and because Joe had the idea, like, what if we just pulled a book out and then either, not say the title or the author, and then just be like, all right, what's the name of, the title of the author? And it, like, clear as freaking day, it says Russia. Not like clear as day, but it was like Russia.
Yeah,
it was creepy. Loud, it was super, super creepy. That was like the most clearest EVP I've heard in person on an investigation so far. That blew my mind. God, he is freaking
Feral Mouse. Hi, Randy.
I guess it's us. We're on our own.
So like Randy, because what is like the craziest thing that happened to you that night? I guess.
I think once me and Heather got down towards the basement, and we started filming towards like all of the all the chairs and stuff that were in the back there, that were all stacked up and like lined up across there.
Yeah.
We started to venture down that way, and then all of a sudden my light died on my my light died, and then all of a sudden I was like, well, what are we gonna do now? And so I busted out a flashlight and continued to film with the flashlight. And I think that was like the creepiest part, because looking down those long hallways with just a little bit of light, I could have swore I seen like shadow figures darting back and forth through there. And I haven't really looked my footage over, but I kind of did a little bit. But I don't know. It just seems like there's something darting back and forth in there, and I don't know. It was just odd. And then when we seen those what do they call them, bell waiters or whatever, or
I remember
dumbwaiter.
Dumbwaiter, the dumbwaiters. And he tried to say the owner said that they weren't for the bodies, they were just for getting stuff downstairs. But I have a hard time believing that when they were like, shaped like a coffin. As long as a coffin would be, why would they make that big? That doesn't make sense. And why would they have that cooler down there with those doors were like 8 inches thick? So, you gotta think they were keeping bodies down there for sure. If it was a funeral parlor.
Well, they said it used to be a mortuary, so I can only imagine that's what it was used for.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Unless it was like for like a freezer or like a fridge, like back in the day, but I doubt it. That was pretty crazy though. And I thought it was crazy too that Kennedy was like that didn't care at all to go in that, because I get claustrophobic, so like going to something like that, and it's like I would probably go in there, but it's just like I'm not more afraid of like, oh, there's going to be a ghost in here, or like a evil spirit or whatever. It's more so like getting locked in there. I'd probably like freak out, because I don't like tight spaces and stuff like that. So that was Drew. Are you good now on the reception?
I'm guessing so. That's what I was just saying in the chat. My phone and the computer both showing 100%. Perfect signal, but StreamYard keeps telling me we're having a signal degradation somewhere, signal interference. And it's like, where? my Wi-Fi is like literally 3 feet from the devices, so I know there's nothing blocking the signal.
Right.
Once again, this falls back into that ghost in the machine shit that I was talking about.
Well, that live stream I had last night, I had to cancel it because it was so bad.
Yep,
Yeah.
and I literally it took me almost 14 hours to edit that video yesterday because I got down to the last 5 minutes of the video and the editing program kept freezing up. I finally had to stop 10 minutes from the end, save it.
Just like you did now.
Save it to my phone, uninstall the editing program, reinstall the editing program, and then put the video back up on there with 10 minutes left to finish on it, and then finish it out that way. It would not let me finish it out. It kept freezing up, locking down, everything. Also, one of the problems could be that we have a storm coming in off the lake, so we're already getting the cloud cover and everything. So that could be another issue with the signal to the satellite being disrupted.
So this could be another Henderson Castle rerun.
We keep putting each other up.
Yeah, it could be another Henderson Castle rerun.
I'm not looking forward to that. So I'm gonna blow my brains out having to deal with that.
So Heather, did you have to talk about what you felt, what you experienced while I was fighting with the machines to beat the ghost out? Did you have a chance to talk about your own personal experiences there at the bookstore?
We talked about it a little bit as kind of like a group. I was gonna say about the technical difficulties. Like, I know we kind of had some problems with some of our stuff, I think, that night. And also when Randy tried to edit, wasn't it when you were doing my house after you did the investigation at my house, like you had like a lot of problems trying to edit it and actually get it out?
Oh yeah, that video fought me over and over and over again, to the point to where I literally stopped editing. I just, everything that was coming out of the spirit box and then necrophonic, it was just, there were so many words coming out, and eventually I got to the point where the app wouldn't load and everything just kept shutting down. So I was just like, this is as good as it's gonna get, without ruining the entire video. So I just slapped it up there the way it was, because I just figured it's better, the audience can just, hear it for themselves. I don't have to put the caption up all for everything,
Right. Yeah, that's what I feel. I hope it's like nothing to do with me, you know what I mean? Like I'm taking the power from stuff or messing shit up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's
so. Randy,
follows you from home. What were you gonna say? True.
I am a very fond believer. I'm a very fond believer in a ghost in the machine. If I have a problem editing, which you have to figure, I've been making videos since March of 2019, and I've made videos that were an hour and a half long. And on my phone, on the same editing program, never had an issue. But when I started doing some very serious investigations, when Mark and I started in April of, or in February of 2020, that's when I started noticing that I have, I'll bring home a ghost in the machine. Nothing will work. The editing program won't work. My phone won't work. Messenger won't work. Nothing will work. Yeah. So I just start calling it a ghost in the machine.
Right.
Yep, that's exactly what I would think the same thing too, because there's no other explanation for it. I've made a couple videos before that, and I had no problem with the other 2 videos, and then all of a sudden I did Heather's, and it just wouldn't work. Everything I tried to do, and if I seen any kind of apparition in her house and I on the footage, and I tried to like capture it in the moment or slow it down, it wouldn't let me. It would just shut the app down, so I wouldn't be able to like zoom in, to show, the audience exactly what I was seeing. So I'm a true believer in that, Drew.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because it's really funny, because one thing I did find out is once you get done doing everything and you delete all of the video audio files off your phone,
Mm-hmm.
the glitch goes away.
Yep. It's
gone. Now, I didn't do that, which is one reason I may still be having issues is I've still got a copy of the video saved in my my files, because I was going to attempt to play it tonight, but seeing the problems that we're having here already, just sitting here talking, I screw it. I'm not going to do it. If you all want to see the video, it's up on the channel, and you'll understand why I say it's probably one of the best investigations we've done as a group. There was a lot of interaction, at least on my part. There was a lot of interaction.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of communication. There was a lot of things that we could not identify. Maybe we didn't get the answer we were directly looking for, but we got answers.
Oh,
especially during the Estes method.
Oh, amazing results in that.
Oh yeah. I know the spirit box said my name multiple times as well. I think probably like 6 or 7 times that it said my name. Uh-oh.
Well, and I always say that, and I know it sounds sexist, and I apologize wholeheartedly. Hey, Sonny, if you're going to go out and do paranormal investigations, you want men and women on your team, because the male spirits are automatically going to be attracted to the females. The female spirits are automatically going to be attracted to the males. On a communication level, sometimes the female spirits would rather talk to another female or make themselves be known to another female because of something that could have possibly happened in their life, and they just don't like men. So
right,
you just never know, but it's always a great idea to have 1 or 2 women on your team. And when these 2 girls came out and really took to the investigation and stuff, it was like, oh hell yeah! Basically, what we need is 2 ballsy women who aren't afraid to come out here and be. Now, the one thing that got me is when we were doing the Estes, the owner's niece. They told me when you guys had all started heading downstairs, he informed me that something touched her leg when I was under doing the Estes. So, I guess something rubbed the back of her leg or something like that, and actually made her like jump and look to see what was there. So it was a firm touch.
Wow.
So, Through the Veil just brought up another good point. When you're dealing with kids, Spanish flu, cemetery, or something like that, they will sometimes be more apt to talk to a woman than they will a man. Hey, Jay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I know we're starting later than we normally do, guys, and I'm sorry, but because work schedules and everything else, hey, that's cool. Sorry, I just got the confirmation for Friday night's live stream interview. It's with Lena Wolf from Finland. She's a paranormal investigator in Finland. So
that's cool.
She'll be our guest on Friday night.
Okay.
That ought to be interesting.
Yeah, because I was actually watching a Finnish investigation today, and I told the wife, I said, I hope she speaks English, because they didn't. Not a drop of it. And I don't know Finnish. So, but then I realized, she communicates, emails, chat, everything else in English. So apparently she speaks English pretty well.
Well, that's good.
Good person, but I should playful. But yeah, because of schedules and stuff and getting everybody together, I'm really hoping to have everybody here, all 7 people. But the cameraman, Joe and John, they aren't here with us tonight, which is okay because they're normally behind the camera anyway. Somebody knows who they are. Well, besides maybe an occasional voice or something like that. Let me see here. Does anybody have any questions for the team? I have a photographer friend, and they're awesome people. I think she seems like it. I actually met her in another paranormal live stream, just chatting. And I was so interested in the things she was talking about, the investigations and stuff she's done. It's like, hey, Wolf, you want to be a guest and do a live stream interview? And she's like, sure. And she just emailed me and told me that she can't wait. So, does anybody have any questions for Tommy or Heather or Randy or Kennedy? Hey, Mark. He just went out of the box. Hey, Scott. Good to see you, bud. The Marky Poo. I just came in, so I didn't catch the whole topic. Through the Veil, basically what we're doing is this is kind of an after investigation chat about what we've seen, what we felt, what we heard, what we thought we might have caught that we didn't catch on film or something. From our investigation on Saturday night, the most recent video on my channel, which is the Olympia bookstore in DeWalsh, Michigan. That's basically what we're doing here tonight. So not really, multiple different things here. Yeah, Scott, I think I've seen you in AAP. I'm sure I've seen you in AAP. I try to catch just about all his streams. Yep, next investigation, you'll be there, bud. What was the claims that got you there? Mostly the fact that there's so little history known about that location. It was built. Now, understand, we're going on multiple articles from different sources, and one source says the place was built in the late 19th century. Another article says it wasn't built till the early 20th century. We know that it was multiple businesses over the last century, one of which being a funeral home, another one being a candy store. So the cooler that they kept the bodies in when it was a funeral home was later used to keep the candy in for the candy store. They done the embalming, prepping, everything there. Then the place sat empty for a couple decades, and then it was another business, and then it became we wanted to find out. We wanted to communicate with as many of the spirits as we possibly could, because there have been accounts of furniture being moved, blocking doors, both in the bookstore and upstairs in the apartments. The doctor that was there was supposed to be one of those really weird slashy dudes that let's just say went above and beyond what he should have been doing. The customers and owners had experiences there with noises and footsteps and voices, cold spots, books flying off the shelves, all kinds of stuff. Hey, Chris. So, I mean, it was a very interesting investigation. Constant communication was going on. Heather, what did you? Well, you were under, so it's not fair to ask you. Tommy and Randy, you went downstairs and done the Estes method with Heather. What was that like?
I think that's where we picked up like the most activity, honestly. If you remember that, Randy and Heather, everyone that down there.
Yeah.
I think we got, because your K2, was it your K2 that was going off like crazy and we couldn't figure out why?
Yeah.
As well as the millimeter, the milligauss reading was going up too. I think we got the most active energy down in that basement during that Estes method. Yeah, I don't know. What did you think about that, Randy?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I also noticed that it at that point it was venturing closer to midnight, so we were getting around, witching hour pretty much. And I basically think that, that's when that spirit really likes to, come out and play. But I think that's where we were getting most of our stuff, though. It was back in that corner of that basement, and it seemed to start to get what do you call it?
Aggressive.
yeah, it started to get aggressive and kind of rude.
Yeah, I got called multiple names, I think.
Yeah, it busted out a couple of good choice words for Heather, and it was just, I think that was like when it was starting to spike up the most. I was kind of sad that we had to leave, I was like, oh man,
me too.
Really, it just started, so, but yeah, I think there, and that was basically
it. Was kind of similar to like when we did Henderson Castle right there at the end, if you remember.
Yep.
Things started to really, really pick up, but we had to leave.
Yep.
But
everything.
It's those things where you just wish you could have stayed there like longer, because you can only imagine if we stayed there till like 3 and 4 in the morning, how much better stuff we could have picked up. It just, you never know.
Yeah, I agree on that one.
Well, Drew, and I think that's where the one girl got her leg touched as well.
Yeah, that's it.
Was down in that basement.
Yep.
Yeah, we were doing that. That's when she got touched.
Well, they told me when you guys went downstairs, and when you were still getting things set up and you were going down there before they went downstairs, they told me that when I was under is when she felt something touch her leg. So it might have touched her twice.
Yeah, it must have done it twice, because she said it.
Because I think we got it on video.
Well, I think she did it. Yeah, she must have said it twice then.
That's crazy. I didn't even know it happened 2 times.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, I didn't either.
We got a couple questions here. I don't know about going back, Chris, doing an overnighter, because they wanted to be there for it. It's doubtful, since that's their bread and butter, that they would just, let us lock ourselves in there and do an overnighter. It's worth checking into in the future to see. We'll give it a little bit of time. Let me see here. I was wondering if spirits were seen and spoke to directly. Yeah. yeah, we spoke to, I think, everybody here. That's regular practice form, is to try to speak directly to them and try to get them to directly respond. If you watch the video, like I said, it's the most recent video on my channel. You see one section where I'm holding, I'm in one of the alcoves in the bookstore. I'm holding a book, and you know, I asked for the title of the book or the name of the author. And just very clearly, you hear a voice on the voice recorder say Russia, which was the name of the book. A feral mouse. The other one was, I picked up another book, a much older book, and there was like multiple pictures on the front of it. And I'm sitting there and I'm tapping a picture on it, just a little teeny tiny, like 1 inch by 1 inch picture, and I'm tapping it with my finger. And I'm like, can you tell me the mythical animal on the cover of this book? And it says griffin. And that's exactly what it was a griffin. So there was a lot of like straight on communication. Orbs. Not at this location, Scott, but Tommy and I actually went out a few months ago and done a haunted road in South Bend, Indiana. And we picked up the prettiest violet orb. I've never seen a violet orb, but I was filming Tommy getting ready for him to do his thing. And just all of a sudden you seen this orb bouncing around, like, let me get down here in the right corner, just bouncing around down here in the corner of my, of the video. And we're thinking, okay, light reflection, everything else. So we had his camera girl turn her camera back up, shut it off, everything. And that thing just kept bouncing around down here in the corner, just as bright as it was. So, yeah, if you'll watch all of my videos, I have a playlist called Our Investigations. And you'll see when I catch orbs on screen, what I like to do is slow them down and zoom into them so you can see if there's like little wings, or see if they have any kind of a flight pattern to them or anything like that. I get very non-believish when it comes to orbs, because Tommy being a videographer himself and making movies and stuff like that, he has dealt with all kinds of flares and particles and stuff like that. So I get very Zach Bagganish when it comes to my orbs. I don't say, oh, look, we saw a white light, it's an orb. I gotta study that white light to find out if it's real or not. If it even looks like a bug, it's debunked. Let me see here. Did you guys get to meet the staff of the castle? The guy that owns the castle was actually, he was away on a business trip while we were there. But Danny, who is part of the Midwest Paranormal, doggone it, Midwest Parahistoric Society, which we all belong to. He does all the ghost tours and stuff at Henderson Castle. So he's technically, I just saw Kendi doing all kinds of weird stuff there. It's like camera just, but hey, Caucasian. It's but yeah, like I said, you know, thank God when I lost the old channel, I was able to save all the paranormal investigations. I lost 900 other videos and managed to save the 50 or so paranormal investigations we've done, and just kept adding to it. And spirituality, orbs tend to be healings around those who are hurt, maybe light energy of a doctor. Very possible. Very possible. Now, legend has it about that road we were at, where we saw the little violet orb. was that the lady who supposedly lived there at one point in time was a school teacher, and she just one day, for some reason, walked out, locked the doors on the school, set it on fire, killing the kids in there, and then, you know, went back to her house, and people later figure out what she did. And, you know, she was either imprisoned or killed. The story never tells you what happened to her. But it could have been a teacher. It could have been one of the doctors. It could have been anything there on that location. But that's the only time I've ever picked up a violet orb. Yeah, she went completely Section 8. He was gone. Randy, I know you were doing your own individual filming there. What did you see or pick up? I know you've had a chance to actually go over some of your footage. Tommy, God knows when he'll get started. He's busy, dude. But, you know, what have you seen on your own personal footage that might have caught you off guard?
You're talking about the bookstore, right, Drew?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. But yeah, basically I caught a couple, like I said, couple shadow figures that it seemed like they were darting back and forth through those long hallways down in the basement. Cause all my equipment started to die out, like my light, my phone was fully charged. It died. My flashlight that I pulled out to start filming with, just so me and Heather could get around the basement, it started to dim down. So it was literally just like killing everything. It was juicing everything that we had. And but yeah, every time I'd shine a flashlight down those hallways, I could have swore I heard something, and then or seen something.
Yeah,
and then,
I think we both seen shadow figures running back and forth. It was almost like they were running from us. They're trying to hide, I guess.
Yeah. And then in that one double door room way in the back of the basement, it was like just a really long part of the basement, and it was half like concrete, but the other half was like wooden floor, which was really odd. I know they used to do that like a long time ago, back in the day, and like in basements and stuff. But we kept on hearing like sounds in that back room that was in that very back part of that room, and it was like a little tiny room with a door, and it just seemed like somebody was in there. And we kept on asking if there's anybody in there, could you come out and join us? And I think we did get a couple EMF spikes down there when we asked that.
Yeah, I think you actually caught, I don't know if you actually got it on camera, but you caught a pretty good orb too that actually did light up like a different color.
Yeah, it was really foggy, like foggy white, and it kind of blinked as it like came at me and Heather, and then it had a really weird flight pattern too. It kind of went like this, and then it like went into the camera, and then it just phased out like that. It was like and it was coming at us too. It wasn't like it just flew by the camera or something. It like came out of the wall and like at us. So I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
But that's about the only thing I've managed to look over on my footage and like actually see anything. I've been still trying to work on that Nichols Hotel video, so I've been trying to work on that a lot, and once I get that finished, then I'll start on this other one.
Well, what about you,
Oh, yeah.
Tommy? I know you were doing and stuff, and you've not had a chance to really get into your stuff yet. But you know, just from the videographer standpoint of what happened through there.
Well, I wasn't filming.
Well, I know.
I did want to mention. Yeah, ghosts.
Yeah, ghosts.
I did. Okay, something that we didn't mention, and actually Heather, right at the beginning, Heather pointed this out, and we didn't talk about this, was that little dangly thing hanging from like that fan.
Yeah.
You remember this at the beginning, guys? Like it was like bouncing slowly, and the little airplane thing, and Randy pulled out his SLS, and we were getting stick figures as this thing was like moving. And I think Drew was in your video as well, because there was no airflow like right there, because I went by it and made sure there was no wind blowing or anything like that. And yeah, it was like slowly, you know, kind of jilting up and down. And like I said, I was like, we brought our EMF detectors and stuff out there, K2s and stuff, and didn't get anything. But as soon as he brought that SLS out, which if you don't know what an SLS is, I guess, Randy, you can explain it because you know more about it than I do. I don't even have one, but to people like that don't know what an SLS is.
Right, yeah. So basically a SLS is it'll just map out figures that it resembles any kind of human being. I don't believe it doesn't map out animals, I don't believe. It can, you know, map things out on a TV, you know, stuff like that, people on TV. It can map out books. Like I noticed Heather was pointing it at one of the books, and it had, like, you know, some cartoon figures on the front, and it started mapping their figure out. So it's kind of like that, you know, it kind of just picks up a figure, and it could be an entity or, you know, anything like that. And basically a good way to know if you're talking to something is to, you know, try to, you know, say, hey, can you give us a wave, or, you know, can you kick your leg up or something, you know? And this, you know, like I said, hey, you like that airplane, right? And I said, can you bob up and down on it or something like that? And Heather was like, oh wow, look at it. It looked like a little kid had like jumped on the ball and was like bobbing up and down on it, like riding the ball. So I don't know. I mean, it's a fun little gadget.
It was underneath that chair too, and it was like sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
Like we saw it sitting in the chair.
Oh yeah, it was just sit back like this, just looking at us like it. Like, what's up, dude? What are you guys doing? Want to read a book?
Yeah, I actually owe Kennedy for that, for the little whirligig thing hanging in the office area right there, because I must have walked by their office a half a dozen times and never thought of looking in that little tiny office area that was sitting there behind that bookshelf. And she brought up the fact that, hey, that little wooden thing hanging right there keeps moving, just turning. It wasn't actually spinning. It just turned back and forth, which told me that something was manipulating it, because if there was an airflow against it, it would spin the same direction. It wouldn't turn back against the wind. It would keep turning it. Yeah. So I actually owe her sharp eye on that one, because she pointed that out to me, and I okay, well, we'll film that little sucker then, you know, and see what it does. And sure enough, it just kept rotating back and forth. It's like, so yeah, good call on that one, K-Dog, because I never even thought of looking in their office. So I got to let you guys know this was actually Kennedy's. This was actually Kennedy's first paranormal investigation. She is an urban explorer, but she's never done paranormal before. And I got to admit, she's got a sharp eye. I mean, she spotted things. I think all of us guys missed. And, you know, Heather the same way. Like I said, when we were doing the Estes method, and I was later, I had Heather to my right facing the back of the bookstore. I had Kennedy on my left facing the front of the bookstore. And we got almost to the end of the Estes, and just all of a sudden, Heather's like, I just saw something move back there behind the bookshelf. Which, I mean, they're the standard library bookshelves. They're empty shelves, but books go on both sides of us. You've got spaces in between the shelves above the books that are so big and everything. And she saw something move. Now, did you see a shadow, or did you actually see a corporeal like person move back there?
To me, it was a black shadow, I guess, but you couldn't see through it. I mean, it was solid black, and it definitely, to me at least, seemed like it looked like a person, at least a figure of a person. And yeah, it was real quick, right through the cracks. It was probably only, you know, that big. But I mean, I guess my feeling, it felt like a man, you know, and I guess, yeah, it felt like a person to me.
Well, I thought it was cool because
I
Tommy
remember
very
looking at
quickly
that
corroborated.
Because
Well, I know you actually corroborated what she said, because she said, I just seen something move, and you turned right around and said, I just heard something move back there. And if I remember correctly, it was right after that the paranormal music box went off. So, I mean, just
okay, I remember what you're talking about now. And see, I didn't realize that's when she caught that on video, because I saw that, and honestly, after looking at that, I couldn't even debunk it myself. It was very odd, very odd. I mean, Randy, you're going to show that in your video, right?
Oh yeah.
Or was it on her phone or his or Randy's? I couldn't remember.
See, I wasn't taping. I don't know if Randy
the actual clip.
What was that?
Yeah, my phone was on the tripod pointing at me while I was laying there.
So it may have.
So we hadn't ended. We hadn't. But yeah, it was very interesting for sure. Tom, I believe anything and everything, Nicole. I'm looking at video and listening at the same time. Well, here in a few minutes, Nicole, I'm actually going to attempt to play the video, since it seems like we have a stable connection now. Randy, when do you think you're going to have your video up, dude?
I'm not entirely sure. You talking about the bookstore or the Nichols Hotel video? Or both?
Both.
I'm almost done with the Nichols Hotel video. I'm just going through a couple of the final touches, and just got to do an opening scene for it, and explaining the history for it, basically. So she's pretty much almost done on that part. And then the bookstore, I'm gonna start transferring all that off of my phone and onto my computer, so I can start seeing what we got, and really going through it and seeing what's there.
What about you, big old T-Bone?
Whenever I feel like it.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's how you keep a good schedule going. Whenever I feel.
Whatever.
Probably like a week, or probably like next week, I'm guessing.
With the high cost.
Yeah, I got the next 2 days off after tomorrow, so I should be able to plug away at both of them.
Cool. Nicole just said that she wanted to say when I was holding the book and asking about it, there was a short, heavy woman with a high collar standing right next to me.
Really?
Very cool.
Yeah, I read that.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look at that again.
That was at the bookstore you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I remember, I think when we walked in that back room and we were talking about the smell of death or whatever and it being really cold, I actually got a flash image of a woman in the same type of dress. I think I mentioned it to Randy.
Yeah, you did.
And
Yep.
I seen like a woman in a old style, blue dress. I mean, completely covered, so I could tell it wasn't from this era, the clothing. So that was kind of weird that you said that. So that confirmed, I guess, what I saw.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can't wait to see what John's camera picked up, Tommy. That
You can't wait till what? For what?
I said I can't wait to see what John's camera picked up, that really nice camera he has.
Oh God, here they come.
Yeah, half the stuff I don't even know what he
Paul.
shot. I do
Right.
know, like, when we were going down to the basement the first time, his mic. That's another thing I'll mention is it seemed like a lot of devices during this investigation died on all of us, or it drained a lot of our batteries more
Oh,
so
it
than
did.
I've ever experienced before, which was really crazy.
Yeah.
Because I remember that when we
That
first went down
really
the
got
basement.
me.
Yeah. Mike's
Yeah, because
John's camera. We were
Yeah.
in the basement and his mic died, and so that whole shot is screwed.
Oh really?
Yeah, first was my digital voice box that had been a charger all day. I checked it before I put it in my bag. I pulled off the charger, shut it off, looked at it before I shut it off. It was at 100%. When we got there, I actually picked it up, turned it on, and automatic 2%. And I'm like, wait a second, it's been shut off this whole time. So first it was that, then it was John's battery operated. John is a professional videographer. He's got one of those really nice movie quality cameras.
Yeah.
That the microphone don't just plug in and run off the battery power. It actually has its own set battery. And it died. And then I think Randy's spirit box started dying, and then we had a fourth piece of equipment that started dying. I don't remember what that was, but we had 4 pieces of equipment that got their batteries drained very quickly.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, my flashlight, my
Kennedy.
my light. She's like, what?
Kennedy has been sitting up there. She's not been jumping in. She's not been saying it. She's not been her normal giggly self. Time for you to talk a little bit, Muffin.
What do you want me to talk about?
Just talk about how doing a paranormal investigation in an old location is different than urban exploration or how you felt about it, or whatever. You and Heather are the two newest members of the group. I want people to get as familiar with the two of you as they are with me and Randy and Tommy and Mark and Danny. And
I mean, I guess with like the
the
exploration,
stage is yours, Muffin.
you kind of gotta, the exploration, you kind of gotta get in there and get out as fast as you can, because I mean, you don't really know like who's gonna pop up out of nowhere, or if somebody's like lurking around out there or anything. So you kind of get like one good look at everything, and then you might get the chance to go back if time's right or whatever. So I guess being somewhere where there was like a lot of history and you get to explore, it was nice like taking your time and being able to really like look up close at every little aspect of the building and everything. Like I guess my favorite was the basement. Really, that was the most interesting to me, seeing like all the like original walls and stuff, and just the foundation and everything. And taking your time with it and being able to see everything you want to see is the best part of it. Well, not one of the best parts, but yeah.
So besides urban exploration, what other kind of things have you done in the past?
What do you mean? Like, I mean, I guess that's really...
I love putting people on the spot like this. What kind of places have you explored?
A lot. There was an abandoned motel in Benton Harbor that got closed down because it had a really bad fire. There's an old plastic mill also in Benton Harbor. It was an old plastic factory, whatever. That the history that I know about it is they had some outbreak there, or the workers went on strike, something, but literally everybody just like up and left. So all of like their paperwork is still there, some like uniforms, all the original like safes and stuff are still in there. I've been to a couple schools, went to another hotel in Benton Harbor, this old like Victorian style hotel that was really cool, but they've got it like all shut down now. You can't get in. There's been a couple, I was telling them there was the nun house that I went to that just recently got torn down. But it was a school, like a church, a school thing for cat hair. For girls. It was an all-girls school, and they got shut down because it came out that the priest was molesting the girls and everything, and so they had to shut it down, which that one was really cool. One of the rooms, the bathroom, it still had like the original, all the toilets that were just like all lined up in one big room, and that one was really cool. They had a lot of the original stuff in there. They had there was like Bibles and like study books and all that type of stuff. I've been to quite a few places around Benton Harbor, St. Joe area.
You ever ran across anything during one of your explorations that really kind of surprised you or shocked you?
Oh man, the nun house is probably the craziest. The basement was the creepiest part, I didn't even go in the basement because there was just, you could just like feel this really thick, heavy energy coming from it that, but there was always, at the nun house, there was always, the basement was really big for activity. I mean, you could just hear stuff being thrown across the room down there and everything. And when I was in there with my friend one day, we were in one of the bathrooms that was right next to the kitchen. You'd like just hear this big, huge like metal scraping against the floor. We like ran into the kitchen, and the fridge had actually like moved like a couple inches over, and we were all freaked out and just like jolted out of there because like I was younger, but it was
wow.
I actually have I have a pair of scissors from there because there was out in the yard, there was a garage, and there was a huge pile of just women's purses and heels and everything. And then next to it, there was a bunch of medical equipment and everything, and like scalpels and gauze and everything. And I took a pair of gauze cutters, the scissors from it, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So what about you, Heather? What's your background before we bumped into you on Saturday night?
Well, I haven't really been on like, I guess you want to say official, investigations. I guess it's mostly personal experience. Right now I've been living in a house for about 12 years that's extremely haunted. Found a gravestone in my backyard that's, I think, from 1880. And it was a little girl named Martha Wald, and she was 11 years old. I think I sent a picture of that to Randy. Not sure if he showed everyone. I think he did. And, or at least it was on the video that he made of our house. And, I mean, yeah, pretty much since I was a kid, I've been having, experiences. I don't know if you want to, call a psychic medium. I haven't, gave myself an official name or anything. But, as I gotten older, it seems like a lot more things connect, than, thinking that, oh, am I crazy, or something like that. But then once things start, connecting and other people are having experiences as well in my house, I think we're actually probably going to do an investigation again here with everybody, maybe. And, yeah, it's just pretty creepy here. And, that's pretty much about it. I mean, I don't have any official, places that I've been or anything. Just like I said, mostly personal experience.
All right. Does anybody else? Huh? What? Huh?
He said he's ballsy. Oh, you probably never mind.
Well, don't forget. I don't know if you girls had a chance to watch the video yet, but one of the very first thing that I caught in the video was somebody calling me ballsy because I kept asking the same questions over and over again, and you can actually hear it on the voice recorder. It says, "You're awful ballsy," or "You're really ballsy," or something like that twice. So, but Tommy, Randy, do either one of you guys have anything else that you'd like to say before I attempt the video?
No idea what you just said. It was lagging like a mother fricker.
I said, do you or Randy either one have anything that you would like to say before we attempt to start the video? Just in case we get bumped.
Oh, he lagged out again.
Did
you hear it, Tommy?
Yeah, I did. Not really. I mean, it was an interesting place for sure. I don't really know. I don't really know what else to say.
Yeah, I'll add something. My grandma actually said that she had heard that the Olympia bookstore had been haunted. She mentioned it to my mom because my mom had told her that we were going there, and she was like, "Yeah, I heard stories about that place being haunted." So, it's not only just the people that stay there that think this place is haunted. It's the entire town of Dowagiac knows it's haunted, and it's well known around like the community and across like the county. So yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to add.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk for quite a few decades of that building having activity in it and stuff like that. That's why I was so happy we had a chance. I mean, it is on the top 10 list of most haunted locations in the state of Michigan, and it made GhostQuest.net's list of haunted locations in the state of Michigan, which GhostQuest.net has all of the known documented haunted locations in the state of Michigan. So
is that the one that Ben made?
If you live in the Michigan area and you want to do investigations into GhostQuest.net, and it's got all of the towns listed in the state of Michigan, and then under each town it has what the building or park or whatever the case may be, cemetery, that has documented paranormal activity. So all you have to do is find the town closest to you or the towns closest to you, because it has the addresses and everything there, map coordinates, everything.
Oh yeah.
But you, Drew, and your guest stars may kind of look like a team, look like the A team. Yep. That's us, bud. We are the Ghost A team. But all right, I'm going to attempt to do this video. I make no promises, guys. We never know what StreamYard's going to do. Hell, my phone might catch fire and burn my studio down. You don't know. But we're going to try it anyway.
I actually am going to have to hop off. I got to be up at like 5 a.m. for work. So I'm going to have to say goodnight to everybody. Sorry, don't mean to be that.
Good night.
But nice being here. So I will talk to you guys later.
All right, Kennedy. Good night.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Ooh.
Are you playing the whole damn video?
I don't know. It may not even play. The last time I tried to play a video on this thing, it didn't do anything.
It didn't do nothing.
Well, I've never loaded a video that long.
No, it wouldn't do anything. It just sat there and.
Yeah, good luck.
I think, did he freeze up again?
He probably did.
Oh,
I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Nope. I didn't
You're
freeze
back.
up.
The storm must be over you, Drew.
It's not yet. It's still over the lake.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's not gonna work, guys. It's too big. It's too big. So I tried.
Worth a shot.
If I had more hours in the day, I would have made a shorter version of it with just highlights. But 24 hours a day for everything I do here at the house, from taking care of the 83-year-old to taking care of the house, to doing the videos, to doing the investigations, to doing the editing,
Doesn't leave much time in the day.
I could use another 3 hours in the day if somebody can. No, they wouldn't leave her alone. It's a Christian lady. Don't beat it. Goes in that place. Yeah, Beth, it's all right, Beth. It's on the channel for everybody to watch. Like I said, it's the most recent investigation. It's also on.
Drew, you know what? Drew, you know what you can do? You can screen share. You ever screen shared before on here?
Nope.
Yeah, you can share your screen, so you can just pull it up on YouTube and play it off YouTube.
I don't even know how to do that on there.
Oh man! If you go to the bottom, it says mute, stop cam, mic, share. Click share, share your screen, click it, and then pull it up
Wait,
on YouTube.
what? Wait, what?
In the bottom, it says
screen
see where it
slap,
says,
bitch. What?
on the bottom, you see where it says share.
Yep.
Right. Click that, because I could share my screen if you allow me, but obviously,
yep.
Yeah, hit that, and then it should allow you to share your screen, and then you can just pull it up on YouTube and play it, and then they'll show the whole screen for everyone. Make sure you don't have all your your
share
porn
screen
tabs open. So.
Yeah. Close out Pornhub, Drew.
That's it, Randy. Drop to his level.
It should work. It's gonna take him 20 minutes to figure the damn thing out.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm doing it. It's not working.
Do you want me to do it?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All right, hang on. Let's see if I can hang on. I got to close my porn tabs.
See if you can figure it out.
All right. So, you're going to have to allow me to share my screen. So, hang on. Entire screen, share. So what does it look like to you? Did you allow me to do it? Yes, no.
Here, hold on. Let me pull it up here.
It's like commentary, like in movies, you do commentaries over movies, like commentary over investigation. Yeah, you have to. So yeah, right where like the bottom thing, it should say like a little thing that says Tommy Tombstone and then just allow me to do it, and then I'll show you how to. Okay, there we go. So can you see it now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There, dude.
You're offline. What the hell? Can you see it now?
Yep, got it.
Yes.
Can you hear it?
I don't hear nothing yet.
Me neither.
Hang on. I think. Where the hell? Let me do this again because I think I have to share the audio too. Share screen, share system audio. Okay, now try it again. You're gonna have to add it back. Okay, let's see here. All right. Now can you hear it?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. There you go.
This is what happens, guys, when a technotard is running the show.
Can you say my name again? Did you hear that? Like I said.
Can you even see me or not? Not now.
Yeah, I can see you.
Oh, you can see me still. Okay. I was just wondering if it did or not.
Yeah, you're off to the side like the rest of us.
Okay. I always wondered if it did or not. Let's see what the hell.
Hey guys, you're here with Drew and Tommy from the Midwest Parahistoric Society. We also got
Big Man Randy
back here.
Randy's real paranormal.
Real paranormal. Randy brought Heather with him tonight. Heather's going to be helping us out with the investigation. Tommy here, he brought Kennedy. She's going to be helping out too. Of course, on the cameras, guys, we got Joe and John back here working.
Only the finest.
Only the finest will do. We are here at the Olympia bookstore in Wajack, Michigan, on the list among the top 10 most haunted locations in the state of Michigan. There have been a lot of stories circulating about phenomena occurring in this place, and we had a chance to come in and do an investigation. No way we're going to pass this up. Got anything to say? Got it. Let's do it.
See you at the bookstore.
All right, guys, I'm way back here in the very back corner of the bookstore. I got Tommy and John over here. There's Joe right here with the light. I'm going to try using the voice recorder. We have got REM pods set up back this direction, back behind me, and in a few other locations in the store. We have got Randy and Heather on the other end of the bookstore. So we should not be picking up any cross-contamination. Let's go on and give this thing a shot in the dark, see what we can find. Hello, my name is Drew. I introduced myself to you a few moments ago. Is there anybody here who would like to talk? Anyone here who would like to give us some input on the history of themselves or this building.
Can you make any of these devices go off for us so that we know that you're here?
And there's some of that cross-contamination I was talking about.
What, because we're all so close?
Yeah, yeah. I knew you were gonna show up on each other's videos.
I'm aware that there was a doctor here that died here by the name of Mr. Bach.
Hello, my name is Drew. I
If Mr.
introduced
Bach is
myself
here,
to you a few moments ago.
can you make any of these devices go off for us?
Here who would like to talk? Anyone here who would like to give us some input on the history of themselves or this building?
Can you make any of these devices go off for us so that we know that you're here?
It's really funny too because me and the wife were watching this last night, and both times you could hear Tommy on there. She's like, "And there's that cross-contamination."
Yep.
All right, guys. I said, yeah, but you like Tommy amongst the tombstone, so it's not technically cross-contamination.
There you go.
That's steadily going off.
All right, you guys want some weird? All day long, I've been charging this equipment. Before we left the house, everything was at 100%. This is almost dead. First time it's been touched tonight. It's so low, I had to turn on the energy saving mode on it. So you're playing.
Hey, this is really going to get you. Not only did my device earlier, my spirit box, turn out with a dead battery after being fully charged before we left the house, we just found out that John's microphone died the second we came down here in the basement area of the building. So there's almost a half hour of silent footage, walking the tunnels, the antiques over in this section of the basement over here. They aren't wanting to communicate too awful much, but they're finding their own way of letting us know they're here.
I agree with that, honestly.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Really gig. It's a little wooden.
Yeah, that's that bouncy little thing we were talking about.
Yeah.
Helicopter. It has been spinning all evening long. There is no breeze right here whatsoever. We're going to see if we can find it. Oh, no.
You picking up dogs on that?
That's my dog. There goes dogs. Did you hear that? Like I said.
Yes. Like agreeing with you.
Do you like me being here? You want me to leave?
Sure. I love that.
For real?
Maybe it just doesn't mind if you leave.
Should I stay or should I go now?
Do you know anybody else's name that's here? Drew. It said Drew earlier.
Oh shit.
Why do you keep saying Drew?
Princess.
Yeah, my dad always calls him Princess.
All right, I'm up here by the stairs that lead to the upstairs apartment.
Where's my Mountain Dew, Chris?
From inside. Of course, they've got them blocked off. We've been getting a lot of responses to questions and stuff. No stimuli, nothing on the equipment. We're getting a lot of responses, verbal responses on the voice recorders and stuff. I'm gonna do what I do best. I'm gonna throw myself out there. I've been wearing my coat all evening long. If you're here, if you can hear me, I want you to touch me. I know that I was having pain in my lower left side earlier listening to the story.
That's funny though.
I want that pain to return.
Thank you.
Feel that pain again.
Drew, we know you like being touched.
One day. One day.
One
of these days you're going to catch me when I'm manostrating, and I'm just going to beat the hell out of you.
Manostrating.
Is anybody here with us tonight? Anybody that wants to talk, make themselves known, tell us about their history, the history of the building, anything like that. There are so many blank pages in the history of this beautiful building. I'd like to know more about it.
So this looks like on YouTube. I can't see shit.
Tell us about their history.
So this is what it looks like.
The history of the building, anything like that. There are so many blank pages in the history of this beautiful building. I'd like to know more about it.
There's Joe.
Whoa.
Is anybody here with us tonight? Anybody that wants to talk, make themselves known, tell us about their history, the history of the building, anything like that. There are so many blank pages in the history of this beautiful building. I'd like to know more about it.
Some Amish guy in the background.
We don't have very good liability.
So you could actually, you said you could get to almost all the businesses from these tunnels down
We
here?
used to be able to, yeah.
Huh.
God, I didn't know if that was Drew talking through here or through the video. That tripped me out.
Oh yeah, this is.
same doors right here.
It stops right there. There's a dumbwaiter right up here above me.
Yeah, I couldn't because it was so dark if it was Heather that tripped over the stuff there in that passageway or if it was Randy that tripped over the stuff.
But, I mean, I own the building, so I just won't tell them they're down here.
When we got here earlier, I was looking in the windows. I don't know if you guys are familiar with residual.
The old building was closed,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe
Possible.
they came with the clothes or furniture or what, you know, because most of the stuff we got was like old, you know. So I don't know. And maybe they were already there. The little girl.
Yeah, that blows that we can't do one there.
It's a unique piece. Just screwed to the wall and.
So are we allowed to do like try it down here or?
Yeah, yeah, fun. Trying to forget.
Yeah, I know that's what I was worried about. Tripping over stuff.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're getting ready to put Kennedy in the body cooler here.
Yeah, we're putting the girl into this, whatever the hell this is. I'll show you, for example. I'm not showing you it. But it looks like they said this used to be a mortuary back in the day, so this is possibly where they store the dead bodies.
If you'll look right here, they actually have water cooling units running up through here, down and around. So there's a very good possibility this is where they would like keep a body up to have the funeral for it after it's been embalmed and dressed or whatever. There's another room right back here behind the camera that's got a couple of different shelves on it that look like they're big enough to hold a body. So yeah, we're gonna put her here in the body cooler and see if we can cool the body down just a bit.
Oh, we're turning the lights off?
Oh, the lights are going off.
I'm gonna try to get it closer to the mic. All right, my name's Tommy. This is Drew, Joe, and John. We're here to communicate with you. We're here in the basement. We want to know if there's any spirits down here that want to communicate with us. Names? Can you tell me his name? What's his name? Dan.
You think they're actually talking about Danny there?
What's his name? This guy I'm pointing to right here.
Yeah, it seems like it.
That was odd. I didn't think about it at the time.
Can you tell me what my name is?
Well, I was actually thinking that since I was thinking, my God, Dan would love to be here for this, they could have picked up on the fact that I was thinking about Dan when you were asking about names.
Right.
Tell us.
It makes sense.
Tell us your name. Tell us where you're from, who you are.
Down here in the basement with us? Was there a doctor that once lived here in this structure at one point? Can you tell me the doctor's name?
We held the pick of destiny.
What was this used for?
Can you tell us any of our names? What the? I didn't realize it said that. That's crazy.
In one of the alcoves with the books, I'm holding a certain.
Oh my god! Yeah, this is grade A.
In my hand. Can somebody please tell me the title of the book or the name of the author of the book that I'm holding in my hand?
Isn't this where through the veil said she picked up something on here?
Yeah. She said there was a short, heavy-set woman with a high-collared dress standing right next to me.
In my hand. Can somebody please tell me the title of the book or the name of the author of the book that I'm holding in my hand?
That is clear as day.
I'm standing here in one of the alcoves with the books. I'm holding a certain book in my hand. Could somebody please tell me the title of the book or the name of the author of the book that I'm holding in my hand?
That's like gives me goosebumps.
Russia. All right, that was very, very good responding to the first book. I'm holding a much older book in my hand right now. Could you please tell me what is on the cover of the book? What mythical animal is on the cover of the book? These are the stuff that almost feel a vibration or electricity or
All right, that was very, very good responding to the first book. I'm holding a much older book in my hand right now. Could you please tell me what is on the cover of the book? What mythical animal is on the cover of the book?
listen, right after they're going down the stairs. Right after that.
A much older book
Same voice.
in my hand right now. Could you please tell me what is on the cover of the book? What mythical animal is on the cover of the book?
You'll hear them go on the stairs and then you'll hear it. Griffin.
That was what you were trying to do.
Griffin.
Griffin, yeah.
It's freaking nuts.
Yeah, getting a response once was nuts, but going back and doing the experiment a second time and getting the same proper response a second time, just I think I may have accidentally pooped a little bit.
Yeah, we need to do that again. Try that again somewhere else.
Yeah.
Very good. If that was you, can you make this device go off, like shut off now on the count of 3? Or shut off like that. If that was you, can you make this device go back on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. Sometimes, you know, I've had cases where we can go to, we can tell you for the count of 3 and you had it spot on like that. And then sometimes they just won't do it. You got anything? Where's that millimeter at? Right when she hands it to me, 6 from the degrees. You see that? I mean, the chip, it was just funny. It fluctuates though when you're moving around and stuff. Very simple. Can you tell us any of the names of the people that are standing right here? Can you tell me this guy's name?
This is pretty good.
Can you tell me what my name is? What's my name? I know you know my name. What's my name? Can you tell me this guy's name here? This cameraman right here that I'm pointing to, what's his name? All right, we can start with something a little bit more simple too. Can you tell me what he's wearing on his head right here? What is this?
I wasn't sure. I heard ass. So I wasn't sure it was hat, a cat, a bat, or whatever.
Can you tell me what this is right here that I'm pointing to? What is this?
That's what it sounded like, this jacket.
Well, that's how I was pointing to.
It's pointing to the radio, but
what is this? What is this item right here? I know you know what this is. What is this?
radio.
There you go. Very good. Can you tell me? Can you tell me what this is? What am I holding in my hand? Very simple. It's a what? What am I holding in my hand? Loud and clear. I know you know what this is, because if you're here, you should know what this is.
What is this? What is this item I'm holding in my hand?
Book.
Did you hear it?
It just said book.
Tom. All right, and it's my name.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can you tell me what I'm wearing on my feet right here? What are these called?
Shoes.
All right. Sweet spot on your SB7. You want this on?
Cool.
Yeah, there's a little red button click at the side.
Drew, can you hear anything?
Is it almost dead? Oh my gosh, it stole it from that too?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no. Okay. I thought it was like blank. I was like, dude, it's like almost dead.
Dude,
Can
I
you
was
hear
gonna
shit?
say that's 4 things now.
Yeah.
What else? It killed this. It killed
Can you
my
hear anything?
phone. It killed
I
my
hear static.
flashlight.
Okay,
My
so you
phone's
can't
almost
hear
dead
shit.
too, actually. Yeah, I'm running off of power. Bank right
Can
now.
you hear stuff now?
See?
Okay, that's
Louder static.
Okay.
Shit rock.
All right. How do you? I don't want to start it yet until we're starting. So.
All right. So you said you don't usually go
Now,
fast sweep.
make sure, Tommy. Hold on. Make sure and let them.
Oh, it is
Get
blaring in his
involved.
ears, isn't it?
I can ask questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since they're more familiar with the place than we are because they're here all the time.
That's FM.
Drew, I feel like this is your excuse to take a
You want
freaking nap
FM?
during this. That's why you want to do it so bad.
You know, it's funny. I was just saying something about that.
We don't look at it.
Well, you can just grab
Well,
whatever
I'm
book
saying,
you
like,
want.
did you want me to,
Where's
like,
the sleep rate? Like,
Yeah, you can know as long as Drew doesn't know. So I know. Just say, don't even say the name of the book. Just say like, can you say the name of this book or the author or something? Start it off. You hit the scramble button there.
Are you guys ready? So I guess I gotta press this to start.
So maybe one with like a short,
Yeah.
short title.
Right
up and
Yeah.
You guys ready to record? Everyone?
I'm wrong. I'm almost ready. Hold on.
You're still recording, right, Joe?
Start it again. All right. I'm good.
All right. So what we're doing here is we got everyone here that was here tonight. We got cameraman over there, Joe, Randy, blah blah, everyone. Drew is going to go under doing the Estes method. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially noise canceling on with a blindfold on. He is not going to be able to hear us. It's extremely loud. Yeah, that is really loud. So basically, no, you can put it back on. I'm explaining it.
Oh, so all I'm getting is.
No, I'm going to turn it on once we're ready.
Just wait.
But yeah, you can hear the static from it. So once I hit this, it's going to flip through radio stations, just like a Spirit Box session. Anyways, but anyways, he's not going to know what we're going to be asking. So he's just going to shout out anything that he hears, but he's not going to know what any of the questions are. So that's the thing about the that makes the Estes method very, very bizarre and different. So without a further ado, I'm going to start this, and then like, are you guys going to ask questions to start off?
Without further ado,
Here.
trying to add a little class to this investigation.
You want you guys, if you guys know stuff you don't know about guys or anything. All right, so you ready? So this should work, Randy, right? Picture this.
Yep.
I really like that S box.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Wants to
So much in it. There's so much,
start off with
so
a
much
question.
little different things built into it, into one little thing.
All right,
It's
Can you
crazy.
tell me this gentleman
Oh yeah.
here that's laying down in this chair or chaise? Can you tell me his name? Can you tell me what his name is?
Can you tell me the name of the bookstore?
The finger pointing.
Maybe ask that question again. Heather.
You did that at the jailhouse as well. Oh shit. Crap. Damn it.
Now you done
it. This thing like won't. Damn it. I'm just gonna leave it. I'll let it go by itself.
Tell us.
How many spirits are here?
Do you want more?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we want to talk to you more. Can you tell us what the name of this bookstore is?
Can you tell us how many spirits are here?
By the way, while we're doing this, feel free to
I'm right here.
You're right here.
Who's right here?
Is Bach here?
Feel free to make any of these other devices go off. They're all over there. If you want to play with them while we're doing this as well.
All the people.
What do you want all the people to do?
Go and rest.
You want us to leave?
Can you tell me?
I see the people.
You see the people. Can you tell me how many people are in this room?
Who?
The people investigating. How many
I've seen him.
Where's he at?
No, it's you we see.
Hey, they're getting mean.
Yeah, they are getting rowdy.
Can you tell us any of our names? If you're watching us right now, can you tell us any of our names that are standing right here next to this guy?
What's my name? You said it a whole bunch earlier.
I'm gonna ask about
Yeah. Can you tell me what book I'm holding? What's the name of it?
I was there.
He was in that book. Apparently.
Yeah, what's the name of this book?
Or can you tell me who it's by?
It's up to you.
No, I want you to tell us. That's the whole point of this. I want you to tell us, give us these answers. Tell us the name of that book.
I just heard a child's voice, but I couldn't make out what it said. It almost sounded like it said Jesus.
Trying to find
One
Jesus?
of us need Jesus?
I still want to know if you're here. You should know the name of this bookstore. What's the name of the bookstore?
I'm pissed it didn't say that.
That's a simple question.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I kind of was too.
The child that was just talking.
Because even at Hotel Nichols, it was like saying like Nichols and stuff like that. So, and the Henderson Castle.
Yeah.
And the jailhouse, actually.
I'm here.
What it says to Heather here in a second. Just I laugh every time I see it.
Can you tell us
Oh, yeah.
who said them to you before tonight?
Dad.
It was confirming that you're my dad.
What's his name? Just laying down right now. What's his name?
It's a good place.
It's a good place.
If you're patient.
Here at the bookstore.
Right here. That's right.
Can you tell us the name of this place?
Why does she speak?
We're trying to ask you questions because we want to know, are you here?
Would you rather have someone else speak?
One of you guys want to go into? I mean, we can switch people around.
There.
Do that. So it's nothing back there.
You want us to change the spot?
Jason.
Jason. You want us to switch spots?
Maybe there's someone that want that.
Yeah. Maybe saying chase after him.
So, music box.
It's true. Yeah, the music box is sitting right there on the floor.
Under the static, I'm hearing happy, 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 happy. Do you think you did?
Did what?
That'd be sweet if
It's more like
Was too. It was hilarious. I was hearing that. I was hearing, and underneath all that, I was hearing happy, 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 happy. I'm like, what? Happy, happy, happy.
No, be quiet.
Wake up, old man. Wakey, wakey, hands off Snakey.
I was trying to repeat things as I was hearing them in the same vocal fluctuation. So, like when it
Just
says,
to prove, like, if you want one of you put these on, like, you can't hear shit. That is so loud.
I can hear that out.
Oh my god, I can't even hear myself talk.
Yeah, that's what it's hearing.
So who wants to try next?
I mean, I'll go.
Who wants to?
We need to go down to the back.
I don't know about there, but I thought maybe right in Memphis. You think you should go in there? Or...
Where'd you say?
Just do like a
downstairs where I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah, I think
With the bars on the windows? Yeah, we were just down there. You guys know there's a lift down there?
Like for
Yeah, I think he was
A
talking
body lift?
Yeah, he was pointing out stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually really kind of funny. Everybody else is down in the basement right now, doing another Estes session with Heather, and I was packing up, getting ready to roll because it's about time to get out of here. And I just happened to glance over at this bookshelf right here, and I ran across The Life and Works of Henry Ward Beecher by Thomas Knox. And Beecher was always an interest of mine. The very last page says, "Dying is the best part of life to one who knows he has lived worthily. Beat on then, O heart, and yearn for dying. I have drunk at many a fountain, but thirst came again. I have fed at many a bounteous table, but hunger returned. I have seen many bright and lovely things, but while I gazed their luster faded. There is nothing here that can give me rest, but when I hold thee, O God, I shall be satisfied." One of Beecher's greatest works is called From the Cradle to the Grave. Thought it was a little coincidental that I glanced over, and out of 100,000 books, I find that one.
Get her!
Hey guys.
Wait.
Your what?
They're not ready.
Oh, jeez Louise. All right.
Careful. We don't have very good liability.
Big old round of applause.
Woohoo!
So yeah, I mean, we had our fun.
You know what's funny, Drew, is you found that book at the end. This is another weird coincidence during the investigation towards the beginning. So 2 days prior to that investigation, I finally got around to watching The Exorcist for the first time. The movie, you know, everyone knows The Exorcist with the girl who spins her head around and pukes and shit. We found a book, and I think Randy was there, and you were there. That was a book that was written by the director.
Yeah.
Of that, and signed, like it was actually signed by the director of The Exorcist. So I thought that was a funny coincidence because I actually watched it for the first time 2 days prior to that. That was another weird thing.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah, it really that really surprised me. And then, you know, it's still for an autographed first edition. I think he spent like $85 for it or something like that, which is like half of what it sells for. And then when you guys rolled downstairs and I was going through doing my once over in the place before we left, I found a book back on the shelf by the office right there and started looking at it, and it was a first edition Mark Twain.
Really?
So they don't piddle around with cheap books. I mean, that Mark Twain book was water damaged. The cardboard front and back were warped and everything. But when you open it up, yeah, it was a first edition Mark Twain, Down the Mississippi or something like that. So I mean, it was.
Yeah, I was told
that
they get super rare books there that most places don't have, and a lot of old stuff. I was told that even prior to doing this, so I'm not surprised by some of the weird stuff we found in there. And the funny thing is, like, that people say is like, even in the town of Dowagiac where it's located, is most people don't even think the freaking place is open. Like, they're not even open half the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I just thought it was crazy that, you know, we were able to go in there and I, you know, I want to give a big, I doubt they're watching this, but I want to give, you know, a big thanks to the owners and stuff for letting us conduct this investigation there. It was a super cool experience. They were super chill and down for letting us do whatever in there. And I also want to mention, you were talking about, someone asked if we could do an overnight investigation. And actually, when I was talking to the owner, he actually asked me, he's like, do you guys want to do an overnight investigation? But I thought, because the place was so small, I didn't think we needed to. So there's a possible chance that if in the future, I told him the day after, I messaged him and I was like, hey, thanks for letting us come out. You know, I really appreciate it. You guys are really cool people and down to earth. And so I feel like in the future, we could possibly do an overnight investigation there. As well as the jailhouse, Randy, you weren't. We didn't even know you at the time, but the jailhouse. Those were the coolest, sweetest people you'll ever meet at the Glean Historical Society. They told us in the spring that we could do an overnight at the jailhouse.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
So I definitely want to go back there. I mean, Drew knows. Like, when we went there, that place was off the wall. Like, it was active as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm down.
It is very small, though. Very small.
The overnight,
a lot smaller than the bookstore.
Yeah, it's just the Glean jailhouse was just two very tiny, like 6x8 cells, and they had one iron bunk that hung off each wall, and that's all it was to it. There was a little teeny tiny entryway there that was the full length of it. So it was like 12 feet by 4 feet, 5 feet, something like that. So, I mean, it's a very, very small 1879 jailhouse.
Yeah, it's a two cells.
But it's got a lot of history to it.
Oh, yeah. And it's right next to the Glean Historical Societies, which is super cool. So we were running back and forth, looking at documents, and they were telling us like all this stuff. So it was super cool. And they were active in the investigation, you know, working with us.
Right.
And that's what I still think that's probably one of my favorite investigations, is just because how we had access to all the history behind it and the documents, as well as like at the beginning, they're like, yeah, because we told them, do you remember this, Drew? We were like, you know, this is like considered like the most haunted town in the state of Michigan. And they're like, oh, we didn't really think of it like that. And by the end, they were like, they like came into the investigation, were asking questions, and they were like mind blown from the stuff we got. And by the end of it, they were like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And that's what really made it stick out to me. And I thought it was a blast. And it's still, to me, probably one of my favorite investigations ever, hands down. That's a super cool. And they were talking to us too, because, you know, like there was an unsolved murder case there still to this day. It's like, if not the biggest unsolved murder case in the state of Michigan. And they were talking about the train station in Glean, that we could possibly do something in there, which was, you know, something to do with the murder case as well.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to that town. We try to get into the high school. There's the Legion. It's really hard though, just because the town's it's just literally like, it's a ghost town, but I mean, there's not tumbleweeds blowing by and stuff. I mean, they're trying to get, from what I know, they're trying to get the high school
almost
back. Yeah, they're trying to get the high school back to being active, and that was the biggest thing that made the town shit out was the high school going, closing down. And I remember because me and Amy from Mindless Adventures went there when we're trying to get access into some of these locations there, and we ran into the owner of the high school, and she lives in Chicago, and Amy gave her business card, but she didn't seem like opposed to it. That's the thing. It's just hard to get a hold of these people. It's very hard. And the jailhouse is because it's basically owned by the Historical Society because they bought it. What was it? No, Drew just left. I think it was in like the 90s. They bought it and they restored it. And they moved it multiple times too. It was on a farm. It was used as like a chicken coop and stuff. After it was actually a jail in the 1800s, early or late 1800s, and then the Historical Society bought it, moved it over to where it is now, in right next to the Glean Historical Society. So there's a lot of history of that town, even despite the jailhouse. It's a very interesting story. And Randy or Heather, I don't know if you've ever been to Glean, but the town, you need to check it out. It's like 20 minutes from where I live. It's definitely worth checking out. I did an early video before I even did inside the jailhouse. I went there. I've been there like 2 or 3 times before that, just like kind of exploring the town in the middle of the night. And it's literally like you hear like owls and stuff hooting and stuff. Like it's like dead silent at night. Maybe like you might see like 3 cars drive by like all night long. It's dead. It is freaking dead there. And like Drew knows. Cool. Yeah, it was a blast, and I hope we can arrange doing an overnight investigation at that jailhouse this spring or summer, because it was definitely an experience and a very, very active place. Very active. Drew, do you have anything to add to that?
Me personally, I think Galeen is definitely on my top 5 favorite investigations we've done. Of course, this one you just can't overlook it. I mean, I don't know if either one of you girls got touched or not. I don't. I don't. I didn't hear either one of you say anything about it, so I don't know if either one of you girls had any physical contact. I said I had the real sharp pain about two inches above my belt when we first got there and started moving around the place, and then when I challenged it to touch me again or bring that pain back, it brought it back. It wasn't as intense, but I could feel it again. So that was the only physical contact that I had. I've not found any scratches or anything, which is always a positive point. I've been scratched 3 times, in the last year. So I think that's enough for right now. But definitely Henderson Castle.
For sure, no doubt.
Also in the top 5. Well, to be completely honest, between Galeen, Henderson Castle, the Historic Hotel Nichols, and this one, those are definitely 4 of the top 5 that
I would say.
I've done since I started doing this.
The last 4 or 5 we've done have been banger investigations. I think they just keep getting better and better, honestly. From my standpoint, like it's just been crazy. We've been nailing down some like legit active locations that really showed themselves to us and got enough evidence, I think. And I think it's only going to get better from here. I mean, we're looking at some in the future here, some crazy places that we've got lined up. I know we got the Morton House in Benton Harbor. That's coming up really soon here in the spring that locked down for us back in like before even 2020 or 2022 hit. And you guys, Heather lives in Benton Harbor, but Randy, all know, because this is like our area. Well, not only that, Heather, you, me, and Kennedy, we all live in like the same area. So, you know, and you were talking about, I don't know, was it Heather or you when we were at that bar about the cemetery there, the Morton Cemetery, or I always forget what it's called. Is it the Morton Cemetery?
I don't even know myself, and I've lived here my whole life. I just know it's the cemetery off in Napier.
But yeah, so Drew, I was going to tell you this because the Morton House has it was the founders of Benton Harbor. It's the oldest building in Benton Harbor, and so when we do this one, we have to do the cemetery because that's where they were buried, and they partially owned or established this cemetery. It's very, very old cemetery. So many mausoleums. I mean, you've got Heather and Randy. You've been there, right? To that cemetery, Benton Harbor.
Yeah.
And I know Mark has been telling me like he'd been wanting to go there as well. So if we do the Morton House, we have to do the cemetery. I think right afterwards. You can almost put it in one video if you wanted to, but you can make it separate. It's really up to whoever's shooting the video, your own separate videos. But I think we have to do them one right after another. I think that'd be a cool concept.
Yeah.
Well, I know this summer, I definitely want the whole crew to go back to Paw Paw and do the cemetery there.
Oh, easily. That's one of my favorite cemeteries I've ever been to, hands down.
And Mark also informed me, I don't know if you've seen it in our chat for the group, but there are blocks buried at Riverside Cemetery there in Dowagiac.
There are what?
Bach. Dr. Bach, B-O-C-K. Yeah, there are blocks buried at Riverside Cemetery.
Oh yeah. Well, I was going to say Riverside Cemetery in general, that was a grade A investigation as well. I really enjoyed that cemetery. That was very, very active. Got so many crazy responses, and through the spirit box and through some of the devices I had, that was a really fun night. That was the same night you told me and Odie to not go to was it Schrute Cemetery, and we went there right after that investigation and did that investigation there. We should all go back to that one too, because that's a very unique cemetery. It's really secluded, very secluded.
Yeah, that'll be. We go back again. That'll be Mark and my fourth time being there. We always get good interaction there. But one reason I think that we're finding, and some of the other people in the chat that I know we've only got 5 watching now, but some of the other people in the chat that do paranormal stuff, I think after COVID and places being closed down, people being stuck at home, not getting out in public, I think now that people are back out again and moving again, that's the reason things are so interactive or so active, is the spirits went over a year with no contact, no energy besides their basic energy that they were getting. And when people start coming back around again, now they're getting that new supply of energy. They're getting that interaction, that chance to interact. I've seen that in many paranormal live streams, talking to people, that a lot of people are starting to feel that way. And I really honestly kind of do too. I think it's the being cut off the living for over a year just really kind of disrupted the whole energy flow and stuff like that. So the beer has been salted and blessed since. You'll see why. All right, Beth. Cool. As you guys, real quick before, oh, he's back. Never mind.
I had to take a piss. I couldn't hold it.
No. You seen what I did. I just got up and left. our group has our own personal messenger chat where just the members of the group are part of it. And Tommy had come up with a really good idea here a couple weeks ago about donations and stuff coming to our channels. Actually, oh, we got disruption again. Okay, we're back.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
channels and our videos and stuff going towards long distance investigations and stuff where we have to get a motel room, or like when we go down, if we get a chance to go down to Cave in Rock where the Hart brothers killed those people when they were with the river pirates down the Ohio River in southern Illinois. You know, we're gonna have to pay to camp there at the in the park, which is a state park, but you're allowed to camp there and everything's pretty much open to whoever there, which will let us do paranormal investigations there at the cave. The Harps, you guys didn't watch the video. The river pirates would basically, they take flat boats out, they would raid passing boats, they would steal people, they'd go on and just pass them on. The cave was so hard to access that people could get to it to get them. Well, the Hart brothers had traveled from Tennessee all the way to Illinois and had hooked up with these river pirates. And when the river pirates would run from these people, the Harps, being serial killers, they got such a thrill out of killing that they would take people up to the top of the hill above the cave and then strip the naked, blindfold them, and basically walk them at gunpoint off the cliff to the rocks below. Or one other thing that they really prided themselves in was the fact to put somebody on a horse, blindfold the horse, and just whack it on the ass as hard as they can. The horse run off the cliff with the people on its back. They got thrill out of killing people, and I mean their exploits were even sickening to these river pirates. So they made them leave, and they went back on their Kentucky and Tennessee killing spree then. But these guys were active from before the American Revolution, right after the Revolution, up to the beginning of the 19th century. They were psychos compared to some of the serial killers. When Big Harp was captured, he confessed to over 30 murders. But because of their style of killing and disposing of the bodies, authorities think it was more in the 50s than the 30s that they managed to kill over the 20 years or whatever that they were active. So I'd really like to get down there to Cave in Rock, at Cave in Roxy Park, down in southern Illinois, do a camping expedition down there. Other expeditions down in Indiana or Kentucky. Even over in Illinois, where John's from. And, you know, that's the reason that we're starting to commit a portion of those donations and stuff that way. Not to mention, we have got 3 paranormal conventions that we're not just going to attend, we're going to take part in this year. And, you know, getting the supplies, banners, stuff like that. One way to build business for us and more investigations is actually I'm going to have several of the videos burnt to a DVD, and we're going to play the DVD behind us on the big screen while we're talking to people so they can actually see our investigations. Of course, I'm going to put this one up there because it's just too epic not to. Video, not just audio, so it stops me from doing much. But guys, we've been at this for 2.5 hours. You guys have anything else that you want to say before we, I would love to come to Wilmington, Beth. I know Carolina this year, and I wish all of us could do it, but I know that What the Paranormal is doing the big Paranormal family reunion. Yes.
I used to live there. Actually.
Well,
like
what
6
the
months.
paranormal is the girls from Texas, what the paranormal are doing the large YouTube paranormal family reunion in North Carolina this year. And I wish all of us as a group
could
go
nominated
down
for
to that. That would be just, I know. Which is one of the reasons that I wish we could all go down there. So, we're there with you when you get your award. They have a large banquet. They do a couple of huge paranormal investigations, large banquet award ceremony, and the girls set this whole thing up. I don't know how they do it. It would drive me nuts trying to set something like that up. But guys, I'm done rattling now. Do you have anything else you'd like to say before we end this?
Yeah, I do. I want to set a separate GoFundMe because I want to either go this summer or into the fall. I want to go to either the Conjuring House or the Lizzie Borden House. I want to raise this sounds ridiculous, but $1,500. I think that'll be enough if we can rent a freaking van or some shit, and we could travel either the Conjuring House or the Lizzie Borden House as a group and do a big ass investigation like that. That's my goal. I want to hit one of these places.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
So I think we need to start a separate. I think we just need to have one as a group in general, too. As the Midwest Parahistoric Society, a GoFundMe for just a big investigation like that.
Mm-hmm.
We can explain. Yeah, it would just all go to travel expenses, the hotel or whatever. Or if it's not a hotel, we would obviously stay the night. It would be overnight at one of these. We would be staying freaking overnight. So I want to hit one of these, one really, really big epic one like that this summer. At least one. Not that all the other places we have are going to be cool as shit and epic, but really, really well known, top 10 U.S. haunted places, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's like what I was saying before the live stream when we were just chatting. Penhurst Asylum in Pennsylvania. That place is epic. I mean, the way they tortured those handicapped kids, autistic kids, mentally challenged kids, and just orphans. They do ghost tours. They allow investigations. I know one of the people that follows me from out there was going to do an investigation there the other night, and the video's not come out yet, but I'm very interested in going to Penhurst, possibly even going back to Gettysburg. So
I thought you can't do investigations.
That would be
there, though.
Where?
Gettysburg.
Oh no, you can do investigations. You just got to be really careful how you do the investigations. The park is actually closed between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. But it gets dark there at the late part of the year, about 8:30. And so you've got that whole time you can actually be on the park property. And then like Mark and I did 2 years ago when we were there, when it hit 10 o'clock, we went right on the edge of the park property and filmed out over the park and done our investigation that way. And we still got a lot of stuff that way.
See, I didn't know that. I thought you couldn't do it at all.
Gettysburg Gettysburg is famous for hauntings and its haunted tours and stuff like that. So yeah, they definitely welcome that, because that's a draw for Gettysburg, for all the businesses as ghost hunters and paranormal teams coming in there. I mean, hundreds of them a year. Plus, Mark took the test for tour guide out there. Lee McGinnis, that lives in Maryland, he only lives 45 minutes away from Gettysburg. He also took the test for tour guide out there. So you couldn't do any better than having those two guys with you when you're doing an investigation in Gettysburg, because they know all the hot spots. Hey, Connor. Good to see you, bud. Randy, your turn.
Any last final words?
Or Heather. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, like Tommy said, I want to get out there too and do some of these bigger, more haunted locations, you know, that I've seen on like the, you know, like Discovery Channel, you know, more YouTubers that have gone to these bigger, more known haunted places where there's more activity happening on a, you know, on a regular basis, you know. But basically, yeah, that's it, you know, and yeah, these last couple of places we've gone have been just great. I mean, really historic places, and we got a lot of stuff from each place, and like everything we've gotten from these places, you know, the regular public, you know, is not being shown these things. So, you know, it's just great. We get to walk through these places, go down in the basements of these places, go in rooms people never get to go in, you know. So
Yeah, and I think the last two we've done has actually never been filmed as a paranormal investigation. We're like the first to ever do it in the last two locations we've done, which is super epic.
Yeah.
We like set the standard for it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's definitely a unique experience, and I think that's super cool.
Oh yeah, that's definitely put us like, you know, put us on the map a little bit for sure.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I agree with everything.
All right, Heather.
That's my 2 cents.
Right.
All right, Drew. All right, I'll ask one more thing. What's the first cemetery we're gonna hit once it gets like spring, when it's warm weather, we're not freezing our ass off? What's the first cemetery three of you want to hit? What's the first one that comes to mind that you want to hit?
Oh God.
I have no limit as long as I can get grandma taken care of. I have no limit.
I personally think
that, and as long as I have the funds to do it.
I personally think, just because it's kind of a starting point for me, but I have two locations in mind: either Munchkin Land as a group or Posey Chapel, because none of you have been to Posey Chapel, and it's a hot spot for sure. It's very active, and I don't think, and I actually got a message on YouTube like last night or the night before asking about it, where it's at and stuff, and I've heard so many things from people like talking about Posey Chapel, asking me about it, and it's legit. So I'd say either Munchkin Land or Posey Chapel, but that's just me.
Yeah,
because they're relatively close. Like for at least me, Heather. Well, it's in the Drew's somewhat close, but like for our group, like Randy, Heather, me, and Kennedy, it's like Posey Chapel's like 25 minutes from here, and Munchkin Land, which would be closer to Drew, is like, well, Drew, you've been there, right?
Yeah, he's been there.
Yeah, I've been there. I'm actually still prodding the wife. I'm still prodding the wife's cousin to try to get an answer from her friend about us getting a church there where the minister killed those little kids and then killed himself. She's tried to contact the girl a few times. I don't know if she's ever got back with her or not, but I'm still prodding her about it.
Yeah, that would be super epic. I've been saying this for a minute now, but yeah. But that's my 2 cents in the cemetery stuff. But I was just wondering if you guys had anything in mind, that like the first cemetery you want to go to as soon as it gets warm.
Yeah, there's that.
Paw.
I think. Oh yeah, Paw too. Yeah, there's some good ones out in Paw.
What are you talking about? Yeah, well, yeah, he's talking about
or the Paw.
The one.
The one.
Munch and Beth is in here in this county.
Posey Chapel's in Indiana, if that's what she's referring to, or she or he.
Yeah, Posey Chapel. Yeah,
right on the border. So yeah, that's my last thing. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, she's
bringing
a
up
she.
shit. I could talk for hours, but
Right.
Think we already have, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know.
We have.
No, yeah, I'm down to do whatever. We can do all the cemeteries if we got time.
Oh, we're gonna hit up. Drew, we gotta definitely hit up to Hell's Bridge. Been wanting to go there for a while now too.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one before.
Yep, I actually just found out today about one down by Indianapolis called Sleepy Hollow Bridge or Sleepy Hollow Road. I will forward the article on Sleepy Hollow Road to our chat so you guys can take a look at the video that Wookie sent me earlier today. He lives down there. And
I've never heard of that one.
He was telling me about it earlier, said he thinks we need to make the trip down there.
Whatever you got, we'll do it.
So, but all right, guys, that's it. It's been almost 3 hours. It is time for all of us to start our respective nightlife now. So
yeah.
You guys, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. I would like to thank the team for joining me tonight. Randy from Randy's Real Paranormal, Tommy from Tommy Amongst Tombstones, and then of course Kennedy, who bucked out on us early, does well, you know. She had to get up early.
Grandma.
And Heather, who has my sleep pattern, so God knows with her I'll end up going to bed tonight, but you know. Probably after about 9 episodes of South Park for me, so.
It'll be daylight by the time I go to bed. I'm like a vampire.
Oh God, not me.
Straight up.
Well, I don't know though. The wife's off tomorrow, so I might actually stay up. I don't know. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for joining us tonight. And as always, take care of yourself. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. We do. Happy hunting. We'll catch y'all later.
Ciao. Oh, they both left. I don't think they're used to it. They don't know that it comes back to this. Your mic is muted, bitch. There you go.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, I know. They're not used to.
Oh